Hello students, welcome you to this session. We are doing applications of coordinate geometry, right? Especially applications of conics. In the last video, we have discussed 5 questions, right? In this class, I'm going to teach the sums what I left out and 1 or 2 very important and very simple example sums also. Okay, so we start today's class with sum number 4. See this question. An engineer designs a satellite dish with a parabolic cross section. The dish is 5 meters wide at the opening. So you can see the diagram. So it's open rightward, right? Parabola. At the end, so the width they said it is 5 meters. So I'm naming it as AB. So A to B, it is 5 meters. So each part will be 2.5, right? 2.5 meter. Then see what is given. And the focus is placed 1.2 meter from the vertex. O is the vertex. And S is the focus. And that distance they said what? 1.2, right? S is 1.2. But you know, vertex to focus, and that distance is what? A. So now we know A value, A equal to 1.2, right? A equal to 1.2. Now see what they asked. Position a coordinate system with the origin at the vertex and the x-axis on the parabola's axis of symmetry and find an equation of parabola. Okay, so diagram is over. We have to find the equation of parabola. It's a very simple thing. You know which type this one. It is open rightward, right? It is open rightward. So you know the equation of parabola, right? So you can write equation of parabola. So here the vertex is at the origin, so no change in x and y, right? So it is y square is equal to 4ax. A value, you know, it is 1.2, right? So y square is equal to 4 into 1.2 into x. So your answer is y square equal to what? 4.8x. Okay, so that's answer for the first part. Now see, there is one more subdivision. What they asked, find the depth of the satellite. Find the depth of the satellite dish at the vertex. So depth means this length. Okay, I'm taking this part as C. That OC we have to find. I'm taking that OC as say x1. So we have to find the depth, right? So let the depth be x1. So can you say the coordinate of A? It is in the first quadrant, so both x, y values are positive. So here x coordinate is x1 and y coordinate is 2.5. Hope you understood that. So you can say it passes through x1, 2.5. So x1, 2.5. So since equation 1 passes through the point x1, 2.5. So for x you put x1 and y you put 2.5. So 2.5 square equal to 4.8 into x. It is x1. 2.5 square, 6.25, right? Equal to 4.8 x1. Or you can say x1 is equal to 6.25 by what? 4.8. So if you divide it, you will be getting x1 is equal to 1.3020, something like that. You round it, you will get 1.3. So therefore, the conclusion you should write, find the depth of the satellite dish, right? Therefore, depth of the dish equal to 1.3 unit also, right? Okay, it's a very simple question. Now let's go for the next question. See the 7th question. A rod of length 1.2 meter moves with its ends always touching the coordinate axis. The locus of a point P on the rod, which is 0.3 meter from the end in contact with the x-axis, is an ellipse. So it is given is an ellipse. find the eccentricity. So you have to find eccentricity of ellipse. You know the formula, right? Eccentricity of ellipse equal to root of a square minus b square by a, right? So now let us see how to do this. A rod of length 1.2. So here AB is the rod. The total length is what? 1.2 meter. It moves with its ends always touching the coordinate axis. So that is x-axis and y-axis. A is always touching x-axis, B touching y-axis. Suppose A moves this side, B moves down, right? So we take a point on the rod. Okay, so we take the point. So where to take dimension? So P is a point on the rod which is 0.3 meter from the end. See which end? End in contact with x-axis, that is from A, right? So from A, 0.3 meter, you take a point P. I'm taking the point as say x comma y. This distance is AP is 0.3. Can you say what is BP then? The bare remaining, right? You know the total length is what? 1.2. The rod AB is 1.2. So in which PA is 0.3, so PB is the remaining, that is 1.2 minus 0.3, that is 0.9, right? Hope you understood that. Now listen here. So you can do this sum in different ways. So locus, normally we take it as h comma y or x1 comma y1. Here I am taking x comma y I am taking. Okay, so since the point P is x comma y, so you can say these distances. So distance from x-axis and distance from y-axis. So both the distance you can find out. And we name these points as say C and D. So P is a point x comma y. So x coordinate is x, that is OC is x, right? OC is x. OC is x means PD is also x only. And this length CP is y. CP is y. This length is y. Okay. So now listen to this sum. There are different methods I said. One method is you can prove that two triangles are congruent. Sorry, the two triangles are similar. Which triangles? PDP, this triangle, and PCA. These two triangles are similar, you can prove. How can you prove they are similar? You can use AA similarity. So these two angles are corresponding angles. And this angle is 90, right? One angle is 90. So you can say by AA similarity the two triangles are similar. Then you can say the corresponding sides are proportional. Then from after that you can use Pythagoras theorem. You can do that. That is one method. And there is another method. You know, for ellipse, they said it is an ellipse. So ellipse equation, you know, x square by a square plus y square by b square is 1, right? So this is equation of ellipse in Cartesian form. But there is another form, parametric form we studied in the other last class, right? So what is parametric equation? X equal to a cos theta and y equal to b sin theta. So this is also equation of ellipse only. So if you get something like this, from here also you can identify the values of a and b. Once you know a and b, you can find eccentricity, right? So I think this method will be a little more easier. So I'm going to do in that method. So please listen here. So for that, what we do now, you know, I'm taking the same two triangles only. These two angles are equal, you know, they are corresponding angles. So we take theta, both angles are equal because you know that PD and O x-axis are parallel. And there is a transversal, so that theta, what I marked, the two angles are corresponding angles, so their angles are equal, right? So now we take the right angle, but before that you should write the points. So let PXY be a point on the locus, right? Its locus only we have to find, right? So you know PC is equal to Y, OC is equal to X, and PA equal to 0.3. From the diagram you can mention all these things, and PB is equal to 0.9. Okay. Now I'm taking this triangle. So from the right triangle, BDP, see which ratio you can take, sine or cos. You see 90 is opposite 0.9, that you know, hypotenuse we know. This angle is theta. Theta's adjacent side is x, right? So adjacent and hypotenuse. So you find cos theta from here. So you can write cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So x by 0.9. Okay. So if you cross multiply, what you get? X is equal to 0.9 cos theta. Now we take the other triangle, the smaller one, that is PCA. So from right triangle PCA, so there 90's opposite is 0.3, that is hypotenuse, and theta's opposite is y. So here opposite and hypotenuse, so you take what? Sine. So here you can find sine theta. Sine theta is opposite side, y by hypotenuse 0.3. Here also you cross multiply, y equal to 0.3 sine theta, right? Now either you square and add these two. Sine and cos, squaring and adding. Sine square plus cos square is 1. Just you substitute for sine and cos, you will get the ellipse. Or you can make use of the parametric equations, right? So we have the parametric equation. What are the parametric equation? X equal to 0.9 cos theta and y equal to 0.3 sine theta. So it is an ellipse. So we compare with x equal to a cos theta and y equal to b sin theta. So you know the values of a and b, right? A equal to 0.9 and b equal to 0.3. If they ask, if I write the equation of ellipse, then you must do only that way. Okay, here also you can do that, nothing wrong in that. As I said, just is squaring and adding sin square theta plus cos square theta, you will get the ellipse. Then you can write the values of a and b, or using parametric equation also you can write. So they asked to find eccentricity only. So eccentricity. What's the formula? Eccentricity E equal to, right? Eccentricity E equal to, what's the formula? Root of a square minus b square by a. So that is root of a square 0.9 square 0.81, right? A square minus b square 0.3 square, that is 0.09, divided by a 0.9. So see what you are getting, root of, calculation do carefully, 0.72, 0.72 by what? 0.9. For easy calculation, I am taking that 0.9 also inside the root. So just square and take inside 0.72 by 0.81, right? 9 square, 81. Shift 2 digits to the right. So 72 by 81. 72 by 81, you can cancel by 9 table. So 8 by 9. Root of 8, numerator, root of 8 is 2 root 2 by 3, 9 root is what? 3. So this is eccentricity. They asked to find the eccentricity. So some calculation only after finding a and b. Okay, so hope you understood this. The locus of the point, sometimes they say prove that the locus is an ellipse. Then in this case, after finding sine theta and cos theta, you write what? Sine square theta. So sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Sine theta value, you square it, plus cos theta value, square it, equal to 1. You will get x square by that a square value plus y square by b square value equal to 1. You say which is an ellipse. Okay, so that also you can write. So hope you understood this one. Okay, so shall we go for the next question? Sum number 8. Okay, listen this. Look at this question, try to understand, then I'll give the actual diagram. Okay. So assume that water is issuing from the end of a horizontal pipe 7.5 meter above the ground. See, I'll give a rough diagram first. Say this is the ground, from which 7.5 meter above, 7.5, this is 7.5 meter above, there is a tap. Okay, so a tap is here. From here water flows. So from here water flows, it strikes the ground, right? Assume that water issuing from the end of the horizontal pipe 7.5 meter above the ground describes a parabolic path. So only halfway you can see, right? If you extend to the other side, yes, you'll get a parabola. Which type parabola? Open, downward, and this is the vertex, right? Okay. The vertex of the parabolic path is at the end of the pipe. Yes. So this is the vertex. So you can draw axis and all like this, right? So this is x-axis, y-axis, open downward. At now see one more information given. At a point 2.5 meter below the line of the pipe. So this is the line of the pipe below 2.5. So total height is what, 7.5, right? So taking a height of 2.5, at that time the curve, so this curve, that length they given us what? 2.5 meter below the line of the pipe. The flow of water has curved outward 3 meters. So this is 3 meter. So can you say what is this point? It is in the fourth quadrant. So x value positive, y value negative. X value 3, y value minus 2.5, you're right. Okay, this is what this one, you know. See what they asked. How far beyond the vertical line will the water strikes the ground? So where the water strikes it here, right? So which distance? This distance they asked to find. Okay, so we take this as x1. You have to find that x1. The water strikes the ground this much meter beyond the vertical line. Okay, so can you say this point, x value x1, y value, the total height, it is 7.5, but you write minus 7.5 because it is in the fourth quadrant. So hope you understood. Now we can do very easily. Which type? Open, downward, write the equation, substitute the known point, you can find a value. So you'll get the clear equation. In that equation, you substitute the next point, x1 comma minus 7.5. You can find x1, and that x1 is your answer. Okay, so look at this. This is the diagram. You know which type? It is open downward, right? It is open downward. So equation of parabola, x square equal to minus 4ay. It passes through. First you use the point, which point? 3 comma minus 2.5. So using this point, you either find 4a and substitute, or you find a value. So x square, that is 3 square, 9, equal to minus 4a into y. What is y value? Minus 2.5. In some cases, we find 4a value and substitute, right? But here, if we find 4a, minus into minus is plus. 4a means 9 by 2.5. That's not good, right? But if you multiply, you'll get a beautiful number. You see, 9 equal to, minus into minus is plus. 4 into 2.5, what is that? 10, right? So 10a. So you can find a from here. You can find a equal to 9 by 10. Substitute it in the first equation. So you are getting x square is equal to minus 4 into a. What is a value? 9 by 10 into y. Okay. Now we substitute the other point. We want x1, right? So now use this point. Since it passes through x1 comma minus 7.5. So since it passes through x1 comma minus 7.5. So we substitute and find x1 value. See the calculation, you do very carefully. Okay. So x square, it become x1 square equal to minus 4 into 9 by 10 into y. Instead of y, you write minus 7.5. This is the value of x1 square, right? We want to find x1. Let us see how to do this. That decimal, you change it as a whole number first. So don't cancel this 4 and 10 and all. We'll leave it. So x1 square equal to, please listen, minus into minus is what? Plus. So you are getting 4 into 9 by 10 we have, into only one left out. What is left out? That's 7.5. Make it as a whole number. So multiply by 10 and divide by 10. You will get 75 by 10. Hope you understood. Now take square root. Square root of every term you take x1 equal to. See, 4 square root is what? 2. 9 square root is 3. Denominator, you can see 10 into 10, 2 tens, right? Take 1 10. Then only one left out is 75. So 75 can be written as 25 into 3. Root of 25 is 5. Root of 3, we don't know root 3. Now we cancel numerator, you can see 5 into 2, right? 5 into 2 is 10. That 10 and 10 cancel. You are getting 3 root 3 as your answer. 3 root 3. So this, how far beyond the vertical line will water strikes the ground? So what do you say? The conclusion is important. Don't leave like this. Okay. So therefore, water strikes the ground 3 root 3 meter beyond the vertical line, right? So that you can see the question and write the conclusion. Okay, write the unit also. Okay, now let's go for the next question. Look at this question, little bit different one. So before doing this sum, let me explain few things. You know what is slope? Slope or gradient, right? So to find slope, you have several formula, right? Depends on what they give. If the angle is given, tan theta, right? If the angle is given, if theta is given, tan theta. If 2 points are given, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Then if equation of a line is given, like ax plus by plus c equal to 0, then slope is minus a by b, right? Then one more thing, if a curve is given, if a function is given, y equal to fx, then slope of the tangent is given by dy by dx. Suppose a curve is given, y equal to fx, then the slope is what? Dy by dx, differentiation. Okay, so there are 4 ways to find slope. Now listen here, let us see. So with this idea, let us go to the question. On lighting a rocket cracker, it gets projected in a parabolic path and reaches a maximum height of what? 4 meter, right? Maximum height of 4 meter when it is 6 meter away from the point of projection. I think you can understand the diagram, right? So we take, say, a ground, you take like this, say this is the ground. Then you are lighting a rocket cracker from this point A. You are lighting a rocket cracker, so it moves like this, it goes up and falls on the ground, right? It reaches the ground at B. And something is said, it takes the maximum height, everything given, right? Okay, now which type is this one? It is open downward, right? So let us mark axis for this. Okay, I think it's clear now, right? So this is x-axis and this is y-axis and this is the vertex, okay? Now we see what is given here. On lighting a rocket cracker at which point? A. A only you are lighting the rocket cracker. Actually, its direction will be like this. The cracker you keep like this, okay? You keep like this. But it won't go like that, right? Because first you start with maximum velocity, then velocity gradually decreases. That is why it takes the parabolic path. It won't go straight. So after some time it moves the parabolic form, reaches the maximum height, then changes the direction and falls on the ground. Okay. So see the last line what they asked, find the angle of projection. That means this angle they are asking, find the angle of projection. This theta they are asking. So something different this question. Okay. Let us see. The maximum height of 4 meter, this is the maximum height of 4 meter when it is 6 meter away from the point of projection. Point of projection is A. So point of projection is A to the maximum height. So that distance is what? 6 meters. So A to the maximum, that part is what? 6 meter. So this is 6 means other part also can 6, right? But don't think always it's 6. Suppose it goes up like this and falls like this, then what you do? This is 6, but this is not 6. But in this question, it's not like that, okay? So finally it reaches, see, finally it reaches the ground 12 meter from the starting point. It reaches 12 meter from the starting point. So this full length is what? 12. Halfway it is 6. So the other one, other one is 6. Okay. So because they said, sorry, that is what? 6. Okay, so hope you understood the diagram. Now I want the points, coordinates. Can you say what is A? A is in the third quadrant, so x coordinate negative, y coordinate also negative. So x coordinate is, you say, minus 6 and y coordinate is minus 4. What about B? X value positive 6, but y value minus 4. Okay, I think with this idea we can do this. So it is a parabola, which type? Open downward, right? It is a parabola. It is open downward. So you know the equation. What's the equation? X square equal to what? Minus 4ay. To find that A, you can use any of the point. See, both the points are clear. No unknowns there. Either you can use minus 6 comma minus 4 or use 6 comma minus 4. There won't be any change. Why, in both the cases, y coordinate is minus 4. X coordinate only plus 6 or minus 6, but here x square is there, no? So since you have x square, instead of x you put plus 6 or minus 6, it is 36, right? Because when you square it becomes positive. So you can use any point here, either A or B. So I am using 6 comma minus 4. If you substitute x square, 6 into 6, right? 36 equal to minus 4a into y is minus 4. So what I'm going to do here, I'm cancelling 1, 4, 4 table. What is that? 9 4s are 36. So right side you simplify, minus into minus is plus. So 4a equal to 9. That 4a you substitute in the first equation. So the first equation become x square is equal to minus 9y, because 4a value is what? 9. Either you find a and substitute, or directly 4a is substitute. Normally in the previous questions and all, after getting this, you take another point with some unknown, you substitute, find that. But here nothing like that. Okay, they didn't give any other point. What they asked, find the angle of projection, right? So what you do, you find slope of this curve. You find the slope. Already I said, if the curve is given, you find dy by dx, right? So differentiating this, differentiating with respect to x. It is in implicit form. So x square derivative is 2x minus 9, equal to minus 9 into y derivative what? Dy by dx. So from here you find dy by dx. So dy by dx is minus, you give here minus 2x by 9. So dy by dx is slope in general at xy. But we want slope at a specific point. Where? At the point of projection, at the starting point. Okay. So what is that point? A, minus 6 comma minus 4. Here you must put only that point. Point of projection. Okay. So point of lighting the rocket cracker. So the original position, minus 6, minus 4. So slope at minus 6, minus 4 is, so that you take it as m. That is dy by dx at the point minus 6, minus 4. What's the meaning of that? Already you got dy by dx. In that answer, for x you put minus 6, and for y, if y is there, you put minus 4. There is no y. So minus 2x by 9, minus 2 into x value, minus 6 by 9. Cancel by 3 table, 3 and here 2. So you are getting m equal to minus minus plus, so 4 by 3. Okay, m equal to 4 by 3. They didn't ask you to find slope. They asked find the angle of projection. You have to find theta. But for slope, there is another formula in angle, right? So slope m can be written as tan theta. So that is tan theta equal to 4 by 3. This 4 by 3 is not our regular table value. So you write theta equal to tan inverse 4 by 3. Theta equal to tan inverse 4 by 3. That is angle of projection is tan inverse 4 by 3. So hope you understood this question. So now let's go for the next question. Look at this question. Points A and B are 10 kilometers apart. So see the diagram, I'm taking the very easy way. Point A and B are 10 kilometers apart. So A is here, B is here. 10 kilometers apart means this distance is 5 and this distance is 5. But right side, that point you take it as plus 5. The left side you take it as minus 5. Okay, so this is 5 comma 0. And this is minus 5 comma 0. Okay, so the distance between them, that two are the fixed points. Okay, the points A and B are 10 kilometers apart, and it is determined from the sound of an explosion heard at those points at different times that the location of the explosion is 6 kilometers closer to A. There is an explosion and that place is very closer to A than B. So I'm taking that point as P. So P is a point. It is very closer to what? A. How much closer they said? 6 kilometers closer. That is the difference between these two distances. So here PB is greater, right? PB minus PA. equal to what? 6 kilometer. So these two are two fixed points. These two are two fixed points, right? So here the difference is a constant. You studied some property, no? Focal property, right? Focal property. What is focus? Fixed points, two fixed points. What is focal property? For ellipse, we have a focal property, and hyperbola, we have focal property. For ellipse, what's the focal property? Sum of the focal distances equal to length of the major axis. SP plus S dash P equal to 2A. Focal property of hyperbola, difference, right? Difference of the focal distances is equal to length of the transverse axis. That is SP difference S dash P. So whichever is greater, you take first. Equal to 2A. Length of the transverse axis is what? 2A. So here, using focal property, you can say this is the difference, right? Difference of the focal distances is equal to 2A. So 2A equal to 6, so you can say A equal to 3, okay? A equal to 3, that value got it. So what they asked here, show that the location of the explosion is restricted to a particular curve. So what curve that will mention, and find the equation of it, okay? So focal property, so you can say it is a hyperbola, right? It is a hyperbola. So the difference, so you know it is a hyperbola. A value got it. Now the two fixed points are the two foci, right? So AB is equal to 10, right? They are 10 meter away, right? 10, which unit? 10 kilometer apart, okay? So AB equal to 10. AB means what? A distance between two foci, 2AE equal to 10. Cancel two tables, so AE equal to 5. So A is C, right? So C equal to 5. We want B square, right? So for that, we have C square is equal to what? A square plus B square. So we want B square. B square is C square minus A square. So B square is C square 25. 5 square 25 minus A square is what? 3 square 9. So you are getting B square equal to 16. Okay, so B square and A value 9. So A square is, sorry, A value 3. So A square is what? 9. Therefore, equation of hyperbola. So the focus lie on the axis, right? On the x-axis only. So the midpoint, so here the center is what? 0, 0 only. Center is 0, 0. So it's the first type. If you want, you can mention that also. Here the what center is 0, 0 and transverse axis is along x-axis. So center 0, 0 and transverse axis is along x-axis. So equation of hyperbola is x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. Just a square, b square is substitute the value. So x square by a square is 3 square 9 minus y square by b square value 16 is equal to 1. Okay, so using focal property, so you can do this sum easily. Okay, hope you understood this. So now in the example sums, every sum you can do very easily. Just I try to help you two sums. Okay, one sum is very much related to the same thing, same type only, focal property. See this one, two Coast Guard stations are located. So two Coast Guard stations are located. For these type questions, that two are maybe the foci more normally. So because they're fixed point, right? So two Coast Guard stations are located 600 kilometer apart. The previous question they said 10 kilometer apart, right? So we have taken plus 5 minus 5 as we like, but here they given the position, so you can't take 300 minus 300, you can't take like that. They given the position. A is 0, 0, so this is A 0, 0. And B is 0, 600. B is 0, 600. So these are the two foci. So the distance, you know, AB, the distance of AB is equal to what? 600, right? So that means 2AE equal to 600. So AE is equal to 300. So C equal to 300. Okay, something got it now itself, right? C equal to 300, leave it. So see what they asked to find the question, determine the equation of hyperbola. Okay, so we want A square, B square, and we want the center, right? It is not 0, 0. To focus, you know, the midpoint is the center. So let us find that also first. Center is the midpoint of AB. Center is the midpoint of AB. You know, remembering the formula for midpoint, x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. So 0 plus 0 by 2, it is 0. 0 plus 600 by 2, 300, right? So this is center. So you know, this is our h, this is our k. So x, no problem, x minus 0 only, but y minus 300, okay? And one more thing, can you guess which type it is? Foci on what? Y-axis. So transverse axis is along y-axis. So transverse axis is along y-axis. So this is the second type hyperbola. Second type hyperbola, we start with y square. So keep all these things. Center is not 0, 0. So hk we have to give, and it is a second type. You have to start with y square. Now only thing you need what? A square and b square. Okay, now let us see further, see what they given here. A distress signal from a ship at P received at slightly different times by two stations. It is determined that, this is what we need. It is determined that the ship is 200 kilometers farther from station A than it is from B. So that means here the ship is very closer to B. Ship is very closer to B. The point is somewhere here. So this distance is smaller, okay, than this one. This is a longer distance. How much distance difference? 200. So AP difference or PA difference PB is 200. PA difference PB is equal to what? 200. So difference between the focal distance, right? So bifocal property of hyperbola. So you know PA minus BB, PB is equal to what? 2A. 2A is 200. So you know A is equal to what? 100. So A value you know, C already got it. So you can find B square. B square is equal to, previous question we written, no? What is that? B square is equal to C square minus A square. So here C square, 300 square. 300 square minus A square is 100 square. So 300 square, 3 square, 9 and 4 0. So 90,000 minus 10,000. So you are getting 80,000. So this is B square value. A square value 100 square. 4 zeros, right? So center is, what you got center here? 0, 300, right? 0, 300. Everything we written. So now we can write the final answer. Therefore, equation of hyperbola. Equation of hyperbola. You know this is of the second type. So y minus k the whole square by a square minus x minus h the whole square by b square equal to 1. Just substitute the values. Y minus k, k value 300, h comma k, right? So y minus 300 the whole square by a square 10,000 minus, so h value here 0, so only x square by b square value 80,000, right? Equal to 1. So this is your final answer. Okay, now let us see this question. So question itself a little lengthy one, right? Looks something confused, but it's a very simple thing. Just to read very carefully. See what we require, that alone you see, okay? A certain telescope contains both parabolic mirror and hyperbolic mirror. So a parabola, yes, it is here. A hyperbola, it is here, right? Then what else given? In the telescope shown in the figure. So diagram is given. So see the last one, what they asked. Then find the equation of hyperbola. Find the equation of hyperbola. So your focus should be on hyperbola. We want find equation of hyperbola. So what are things you need? So we want find equation of hyperbola. So you must know what type of hyperbola it is, right? In the diagram they given two focus, right? F1, F2. So one is in the top, one is bottom, right? Vertically. So you know this is second type hyperbola, right? You got some idea. So y square by x square by, it should be like that. Then you need what is the center, right? What is the center? Then a square, b square, you can find the equation of hyperbola. Let us see. the hyperbola and parabola and hyperbola share the focus f1. Okay, so that is same thing, which is that f1 is, this is something important, that focus f1 is 14 meter above the vertex of the parabola. Vertex of the parabola is here, v1 here, right? So from here, this focus f1, this full distance they given us what? 14. So from this we try to find one by one, right? 14. Then they said the hyperbola second focus f2, it is here, right? f2 is here. Second focus is 2 meter above parabola's vertex. So this distance is 2. So f2 to this is 2. So you know the full length is what? Full length is 14. f1 to the bottom vertex, it is 14. This part is 2. So can you say the remaining, this portion? From that 14, you have to remove this 2, right? From 14, you have to remove this 2. So you will be getting 12. What is this 12 distance between f1 and f2? So you know f1, f2 is equal to 12. Like that, step by step you do. What is the distance between two foci? It is 2AE. 2AE is 12, so AE equal to 6. So C equal to 6, right? Something you got it. Now once two foci are here, you can find the center, right? Listen. So if I have a diagram like this, so f1, f2 in the middle, right? Okay, if we have a diagram, it will be easy for you. So many lines are there, so I have drawn one more line. Okay, now listen. So f1 to f2 is what? 12. But here they mentioned about the center, see? The coordinate system with the origin at the center. So origin at the center. So f1 to f2 is 12 means, you know, the upper part is what? 6. So we restrict only that now. So this part is now 6 only. f1 to this, it is 6. Because f1 to f2 is what? 12. So this is half of that. Okay. And one thing, center, you know now, center is 0, 0. Center is 0, 0. So one more information, HK, no need to write anything, right? Okay. Then transverse axis, that also you can write. Transverse axis along y-axis. Now we want to find a square, b square. Okay, now please listen for that. One more information. Anything else given here? Yes. The vertex of the hyperbola, hyperbolic mirror is 1 meter below f1. 1 meter, this is the vertex, right? This is the vertex. This is 1 meter below. You know the full length is what? 6. Where f1 to center is 6. Now here they said f1 to the vertex is what? 1. So the remaining will be 6 minus 1. So this will be 5. So now we forget about all other things. Okay. Only concentrate that 5. Hope you got how we got. See, from first to 14. From that 14, that 2 we removed, we got 12. Then half of 12, 6 we have taken. Then this 1 you remove, you are getting a 5. Okay. Now what is this 5 you see? Distance between center and vertex. What is the distance between center and vertex? That is A. So A equal to 5. So A equal to 5. This is over. Almost everything is over, right? A and C, you know, you can find B square. So what is B square? What's the formula for B square? It is, so you remember this one. C square is equal to A square plus B square for hyperbola. So B square is equal to C square minus A square. C square is 36 minus A square is 25. So 36 minus 25, it is what? 11. So B square is 11. So everything got it. Now finally just you write equation of hyperbola. Hyperbola is y square by A square, right? Minus x square by B square is 1. Hope you understood how you got this formula. Equation. Y square by A square, 5 square, 25. Minus x square by b square is 11, right? Equal to 1. So this is the required hyperbola. So hope you understood. So almost all the sums I taught. One few example sums I left out. So hope you can do it of your own. We'll continue the next class.